Hello everyone, my name is Arun Kumar, PGT Economics from Kendriya Vidyalaya, Sivni. Today we will discuss about the next part of rural development, that is part 2. In this part, we will discuss about the alternate marketing channels and further we will discuss about the diversification. So let's start from the emerging alternate marketing channels. Origin of farmers market. Farmers can increase their share in the price paid by the consumers if they directly sell their produce to consumers. As a result, the concept of farmers market was started to give boost to the small farmers by providing them direct access to the consumers and eliminating the middleman. Some examples of these channels are Apni Mandi in Punjab, Haryana, and Rajasthan, Hadaspar Mandi in Pune, Raithu Bazaars in Andhra Pradesh, and Uzhavar Sandis, that is farmers market in Tamil Nadu. इसमें क्या होता है कि जो भी मिडिल मैन होते हैं या जो भी मीडिएटर्स या एजेंट्स होते हैं उनकी वजह से क्या होता है कि जो प्रोडक्ट होता है जब वो फार्मर से जब वो मार्केट में जाता है तो मिडिल मैन की वजह से क्या होता है कि उसकी प्राइसेस बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाती है। तो इस चीज़ को ये जो प्राइस इंक्रीज़ है इसको एलिमिनेट करने के लिए ही, ताकि जो हमारे एंड कंज्यूमर्स हैं उन तक एक जो भी प्रोडक्ट मिले वो रीज़नेबल प्राइस पर हो, इस चीज़ को करने के लिए जो मिडिल मैन है, मीडिएटर्स हैं, इनको क्या किया गया, एलिमिनेट कर दिया गया। इससे क्या हो गया कि अब जो भी प्रोडक्ट होंगे वो डायरेक्ट फार्मर्स सेल कर पाएंगे, किसको, पब्लिक को। इससे काफ़ी टाइम की भी बचत होगी और जो प्राइस है वो भी रीज़नेबल होगा। तो हम ये देखते हैं कि ये जो मेथड है ये काफ़ी यूज़फुल है दोनों के लिए, फार्मर्स के लिए भी और पब्लिक के लिए भी। नेक्स्ट है इसमें अलायंसेस विथ नेशनल एंड मल्टीनेशनल companies. Several national and multinational fast food chains are uh, increasingly entering into contracts with farmers. They encourage the farmers to cultivate farm products, that is vegetables, fruits, etc., of the desired quality. They provide them with not only seeds and other inputs but also assure procurement of the produce at pre-decided prices. Such arrangements help in reducing the price risk of farmers and expand the market for farm products. Now come to the diversification into productive activities. So first we will discuss about what are the reasons for diversification. Agriculture plays a very important role in the economic development. However, the vast majority of rural people work on land and there is greater risk in depending only on agriculture. The need for diversification arises because there is a greater risk in depending exclusively on farming for livelihood. And the next one is to provide productive, sustainable livelihood options to rural people. Now, come to the benefits of diversification. Much of the agricultural employment activities are concentrated in the Kharif season. During the Rabi season, it becomes difficult to find gainful employment in the areas where there are inadequate irrigation facilities. So, diversification into other sectors is essential to provide supplementary gainful employment, to enable them to earn higher levels of income, and to enable rural people to overcome poverty and other troubles. And now, next one is types of diversification. Diversification includes two aspects. First one is diversification of crop production, and the next one is diversification of productive activities. That is shift of workforce from agriculture to other allied activities and non-agriculture sector. The focus of this chapter is only on allied activities, non-farm employment and other emerging alternatives of livelihood, though there are many other options available for providing sustainable livelihoods in rural areas. Now, come to the diversification of crop production. It involves a shift from single cropping system to multiple cropping system. Diversification involves a shift in cropping pattern from food grains to cash crops. Basically, the main aim is to promote shift from subsistence farming to commercial farming. In India, agriculture is still dominated by subsistence farming, and farmers give prime importance to the cereals in the cropping pattern. Multiple cropping system reduces the dependence of farmers on one or two crops as they are engaged in growing a wide variety of crops. There is a need to encourage farmers to take up cultivation of a wide variety of crops. It will also raise their income. Now come to the diversification of productive activities. As agriculture is already overcrowded, a major proportion of the increasing labor force needs to find alternate employment opportunities in other non-farm sectors. It would provide alternative avenues of sustainable livelihood and would raise the level of income. Non-farm activities has several segments. Some segments of non-farm activities possess dynamic linkage that permit healthy growth, while others are in subsistence, low productivity propositions. The dynamic subsectors include agro-processing industries, food processing industries, leather industry, tourism, etc. Those sectors which have the potential but seriously lack infrastructure and other support include traditional household based industry like pottery, crafts, handlooms, etc. Now come to the non-farm areas of employment. There are many non-farm areas of employment, for example, animal husbandry, horticulture, fisheries, dairying, etc. So first we will discuss about the animal husbandry. Animal husbandry is that branch of agriculture which is concerned with the breeding, rearing and caring of for farm animals. Under livestock farming, cattle, goats, and fowls are the widely held species. India owns one of the largest livestock population in the world. Livestock production provides increased stability in income, food security, transport, fuel, and nutrition for the family without disrupting other food producing activities. Due to the successful implementation of Operation Flood, India ranks first in the world in milk production. Meat, egg, wool, and other byproducts are also emerging as important productive sectors for diversification. Under the Operation Flood system, all the farmers pool their milk produce according to different grades, and same is processed and marketed to urban centers through cooperatives. The farmers are assured of a fair price and income. Gujarat state is hailed as a success story in the efficient implementation of milk cooperatives, which has been followed by many states. Now come to the fisheries. Fisheries refer to the occupation devoted to the catching, processing, or selling of fish and other aquatic animals. Fisheries sector plays an important role in the socio-economic development of the country. In India, after progressive increase in budgetary allocations and introduction of new technologies in fisheries and aquaculture, the development of fisheries has come a long way. Presently, fish production from inland shores contributes about 64% to the total fish production, and the balance 36% comes from the marine sector. In India, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu are major fish producing states. Now come to the what are the problems faced in fishing. The overall socio-economic status of fishermen is comparatively lower than that of other backward sectors of our economy. Some of the major problems faced by these communities include widespread unemployment, low per capita earnings, absence of mobility of labor to other sectors, high illiteracy rate, and indebtedness. अ, इसमें जो मेजर प्रॉब्लम ये है कि ये जो पूरा का पूरा एक कम्युनिटी है फिशरमैन की, तो इसमें क्या होता है कि ये लोग सोशली बैकवर्ड हैं और इनकी जो इनकम है ये भी बहुत कम है। इनकी इनकम कम होने की वजह से क्या होता है कि इन्हें दूसरे मनी लेंडर से पैसा लेना पड़ता है, और जब ये दूसरे मनी लेंडर से पैसा लेते हैं और उससे प्रॉपरली टाइम से पेड नहीं कर पाते हैं, तो ये कहीं ना कहीं एक डिप्ट ट्रैप में फंसते जाते हैं। और ये एक ऐसा सेक्टर है जिसमें फिशरमैन्स को बहुत ज़्यादा इनकम नहीं हो पाती है। ये उनके फ़िश कैचिंग के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि उनकी इनकम कितनी होगी। और हमारे जो फिशरमैन हैं इनके पास इतनी अच्छी टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है, इतने अच्छे बोट्स नहीं हैं कि जिसकी वजह से ये बड़े लेवल पर फ़िश कैचिंग कर पाएँ। तो हमने ये देखा कि जो नॉन फार्म सेक्टर्स हैं उसमें एनिमल हस्बेंड्री है, फिशरीज है, तो ये सब हैं। एग्रीकल्चर के अलावा भी अदर सेक्टर्स हैं जहाँ पर हम थोड़ा सा डाइवर्ट कर सकते हैं फार्मिंग से और अपनी इनकम को या फिर डेवलप कर सकते हैं। और जो एग्रीकल्चर पर एक बर्डन था, पूरे की पूरी पॉपुलेशन एग्रीकल्चर पे डिपेंड थी, उसके पास एक अदर सोर्सेज भी मिल जाते हैं अपनी इनकम को जनरेट करने के लिए। अब बाकी जो और अभी इसके अदर पार्ट्स हैं नॉन फार्म सेक्टर्स के, इसको हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में डिस्कस करेंगे। तो आज के लिए इतना ही। थैंक्स टू ऑल।